Hello, my name is Elizabeth Moore, and I am presenting my research project proposal, The Impact of Multisensory Components in Phonics Instruction. The identified problem is that students at Maxwell Elementary School are struggling to reach levels of proficiency in reading. Less than half of students were considered proficient on the 2018-2019 state report card in their reading skills. This is the last report card available for data due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This problem is common across the state of Alabama, with an average 47% of the student population being considered proficient in reading. The State Department of Education has recognized this problem and created the Alabama Literacy Act, requiring every student to be on or above grade level in reading and reading skills before being promoted to the 4th grade. This proposal focuses on foundational literacy skills, specifically phonics skills, and incorporating multisensory components into that instruction or intervention. With an increase in student mastery of skills when the instruction has multisensory components included, this would demonstrate the effectiveness for students to develop strong foundational literacy skills needed for continued success in reading throughout their school career. This graph shows data from my classroom over the 2020 to 2021 school year. The number of students fluctuates throughout the school year due to students coming back from remote learning each 9 weeks. The problem clearly compounds each 9 weeks, with fewer and fewer students reaching levels of proficiency or mastering their phonics skills based on their weekly phonics-based spelling test. It is clear that as these skills are reviewed, more students are struggling with them, and there is a need to address this problem. My background investigation involved several studies. Abby researched using manipulatives in math instruction, and while this is not the exact subject I am researching into, we could make the jump to a positive trend in phonics or reading instruction as well. She also used the ICAP framework, integrating, constructing, active, and passing learning, where students need to be at least active in their learning to be retaining the information. Traditional methods are no longer effective. Students need to be engaged in their learning. Campbell, Helf, and Cook focused on struggling readers in 1st grade and how that those students almost always continued to be struggling readers. So targeting these students early can help them to become better readers. They also looked at targeted multisensory instruction and how it can help students make progress in foundational reading skills. Schneider and Ming used multisensory components to teach word meaning to high school students. Several students commented that they were just enjoying learning and the activities they were doing in class without realizing that they were preparing for a high-stakes test. Bursch called for the need for more research on the efficacy of multisensory instruction, as most research has been completed with dyslexic students and struggling readers. Stevens, Austin, Moore, Scanica, Coucher, and Vaughn also call for the need for more high-quality research on the impact of multisensory components in reading instruction. The action plan has a convenient sampling method and technique. As my entire class would be available to me, I would be able to use them as a sampling method. Half of the students would be the control group, just continuing to receive the same phonics instruction, and the other half of the students would be the experimental group, having additional multisensory components added into their phonics instruction. The instrument used in the study would be each unit's phonics-based spelling test. This is typically completed weekly, as there are 4 to 5 lessons in each phonics unit. Students use sound boxes on this phonics-based spelling test. They mark phonemes by coloring in a dot, and then they write the corresponding graphemes within the box. The internal validity of the instrument is that the spelling words are directly correlated with the phonics skills taught in the unit. They do also include review skills, such as digraphs or vowel teams that have already been taught. External validity would need to be completed with larger sample populations and additional locations outside the state of Alabama or outside of Maxwell Elementary School to be able to talk more about generalizing the results to the population. Collaborative resources used would include the multisensory components, such as slinkies, letter tiles, sand trays, or hand movements for the experimental group. Both the experimental and the control group would be provided sound boxes to practice writing words with the phonics skill, as this is what they are expected to do on their test. Consent forms would be sent home. All students are going to continue to receive phonics instruction and have every chance to master the phonics skills, whether or not they are in the experimental or control group. The experimental group will receive additional multisensory components, Play-Doh, sand trays, slinkies, and more. These multisensory components might be varied during each unit or even within the lesson and could be based on student needs, as each student might need a different component or tool to be able to be successful. The final step is the phonics-based spelling test after completing each unit. That data would then be analyzed for determining whether or not there was a significant impact of the multisensory components on student achievement when compared to the control group. Confidentiality, the data will only be reported through group identification, whether or not the control group had a stronger mastery level or the experimental group. I would be the only one with access to grades with identifying names. As concerned with special populations, this project would be conducted in a manner to continue to meet IEP needs and provide any other additional accommodations for students who might need them. The Institutional Review Board, confidentiality is maintained. There would be consent forms sent home to parents. Students would have an opportunity to consent to participate as well, with the study explained in appropriate terms for first grade students to understand, as well as consent from the school district to be obtained. Approval from the Institutional Review Board would also be necessary to continue this project. The anticipated outcome of this action plan is that the multisensory components would increase proficiency of students' phonics skills above the control group, leading to student growth and achievement in reading skills as a result of the plan. Student growth would be demonstrated on the instrument monitored, the weekly based phonics spelling test. By scores increasing, growth would be present. It is anticipated that students receiving the multisensory components in their instruction would grow beyond what the control group does. Some changes I would make to this plan would include expanding the study to a full school year rather than one semester to gather more data and understanding of the impact. Additional research on multisensory components benefiting student achievement, whether in phonics or other areas of reading or additional subjects, as well as research into additional methods to improve student mastery of phonics skills, would be needed.